I'm going to demonstrate how to add a text box to our module and then add some decorations to it. So I'm going to use the rectangle tool and add a box here. I've got this locked down. I've got it set to this tan fill. The stroke is turned off over here, so I won't have any stroke on this. So I'll just drag out my text box. There's my text box. Now I'm going to change this and use the frame text tool to add text to this. So I've got the shape text actually here. Click in there. I've got some text in the clipboard. I'm going to paste in. So there's my text, and I'm going to change this. Now it's too close to the edges, and so I'm going to go over to text styles. Now I sort of like the read aloud text style for this, but I don't want these lines on the sides. So I'm going to modify that one. I'm going to duplicate it and change this to call it text box. And the only thing I'm going to do is to turn off I'm going to just disable the decorations. And then I'm going to go down here and select the text box format for this one, and the decorations are gone. But now I'm going to add a custom decoration to the top of this. So I'm going to try to make it look a little bit like a scroll. And so to do that, I'm going to switch over to the designer persona, and then I'm going to add a rectangle. I'm going to zoom in on this. I'm going to add a rectangle up here and make that a little thinner. And then I'm going to, I want to add I'm going to turn make that white, and I'm going to turn on the stroke over here like that. Okay. And so I want to do this because I want the shape to be symmetric vertically. So I'm going to make two of these rectangles, and I'm going to position this shape so that the center of it is in the middle of this. So when I put it on, attach it to this text box, it'll be in the correct position. Actually, I'm going to move this one down like that. Okay, so that's where I'm going to draw my shape. So I'm going to use the pen tool to create the shape. So I'm going to go until it snaps to the middle of this, and I want it to be sort of I'm going to have it have sort of a scroll-like shape is my goal here. So I'm going to go down to about here, and then go up here, and then go up here, and then I'm going to hold the Shift key down, and I'm going to zoom in on this a little bit more. Hold the Shift key down so I can have it snap here, and then I want it to go back over to the starting point again. So there's my basic shape, and now I'm going to, so if I go into each of these nodes, this one I'm going to add a, I'm going to try this again, double click on that, go to this node, and I should be able to add a smooth to that, and I want to smooth this one. This one's okay, and then over on this one, I'm going to make that a smart node, but what I really want to do is I'm going to have a little bit of a curvature to this, but I want it to be a sharp point. So right now it's sort of this rounded thing. So if I hold down and they're sort of linked at 180 degrees, but if I hold down the Alt key, I can move this, break this part into a V shape. So I'm going to hold the Shift down, bring this one over, and now I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to grab this one, hold the Alt key down, and then that will enable me to bring this back in and give it just a little bit of an S-shaped curve for this. And then I'm I'm going to actually bring this down quite a ways, and I'm going to bring this one back over. I'm just going to hold the shift down so it stays locked on there, and then I'm going to bring this one over, and then this one I'm going to bring up a little bit. Okay, like that. So I sort of like that shape, and I could spend more time making that just right. But I'm going to make, that's going to be my basic shape, and I don't need these two rectangles anymore, so I'm going to delete those. And there's my basic shape. I'm going to make that have a fill of dark green, and now I'm going to turn the stroke off again. So there's my shape, and it's a little bigger than I want, and so I'm going to make that a little smaller. Like that. Okay, and I can adjust that later, but now it's snapped to that one. So I'm going to copy that and paste it in place, and then I'm going to flip it horizontally, and then I'm going to just drag it over to this side, and I'm going to select both of those now, and I'm going to add those together, and then I'm going to copy that and paste it and flip it vertically this time, and then I'm going to drag that down to the bottom, and since it's symmetric it should lock on to the edge of this rectangle like that. And so I'm going to just go back to my publisher persona and preview this and see what it looks like. Okay, so that looks sort of good. Has a little bit of a scroll-like effect it's added to my text box. Now, so I'm going to go ahead and resize this, and you'll see that I left this behind, and so I'm going to undo that. What I really want is for these to be sort of attached to this text box. Now if I group these, and I'll just do that to demonstrate, if I group this all together and then resize it, these will shrink down, get thinner. I don't want that. So what I need to do instead is to I'm going to select this, and then I'm going to select the shape that, let's see, I'm going to select this. I'm going to ungroup that. Okay, then if I select this and select this, I can pin it to that text box. And so now if I look back at my layers, I've pin this curve to it. So I'm going to look at the pin, and I'm going to change that, and so I want it pinned to the frame, and then yeah, that should be good. And then I'm also going to pin this one and look at that, and that's inside of the frame, inside bottom of the frame, and that should be good. So now if I take this and resize it, let's see if that works. Yeah, so that one jumps up to match it. So I can move this around, and these are now pinned to move with the frame. The other thing I need to do is to take this whole thing and make it so that the text jumps around this. And so as I add more text, or if I'm adding some more stuff down here, let's see if I go back, yeah, and if I unlock that, I can demonstrate that as I add maybe some more text up here, it should eventually get down, and then when it jumps over to the other side, it will bypass this. All right. Now the other thing I can do is once I've created a, I'm going to go back over to the designer persona, and I have this these assets over here, and so I've created a couple of these so far. So I could take one of these shapes and put it in over as an asset over here, and it'll add that shape to the asset. And so then when I want as an asset, and then if I want to pull one of these out, I can just grab it from over here, and it will have that shape saved as an asset. And I can add that easily to another text box. Okay, let me know if you have any comments or questions, and I'll try to answer them. Thank you.